Hi, welcome to the Andrew Buckle book review of Untold Tales of Spider-Man. Now this one is from Marvel, of course, 800 pages odd, and this came out in 2020, 2021, and you've got all the covers there. You can see all the issues in it. Some really great covers. Actually, some of the covers really obviously reminiscent of those early comics. Just great stories. And there's all the list of the things. So you've got Amazing Fantasy 16 to 18. Of course, the original was 15. Untold Tales 1 to 25, also the annual, and also in issue 1 as well, looks like, and Strange Encounter and Amazing Spider-Man annual 37. Now let's actually get to the actual book. Nice hardback, of course, from Marvel, standard omnibus. You can see the size, really nice quality as ever. Brilliant cover there, and also, of course, Spidey on the back as well. And let's just go through the book. Really nice. Untold Tales of Spider-Man. I really love these sort of early stories. Whenever they bring them out, I would buy the Untold Tales of Giant Man and Ant-Man or whatever, probably. Or the Untold Tales of Iron Man or whatever. Any of these sort of characters, the early styles. I loved a lot of those early tales. They had the worst villains like Eel and whatever. And Eel turns up in here. You had like Black Knight and things. The original Black Knight. No, not the original Black Knight. Not the one that was in Atlas Comics. But you've got the... I love this original art style that they went for. Went for a very nice sort of like an Alex Ross sort of Marvels sort of style. I like it. It's maybe not everyone's cup of tea, but I thought it was great. Told the story well. Introduced some characters. Quite often there's a few characters here that never turn up in the actual original Spider-Man. There's no mention, whatever, existence of these people, like this guy here. No, I mean, why not? Just put them in. Let's slot it in the stories. Obviously, we don't always see when every month that it came out. Obviously, he must have had some other stories that we never got to see, which is a pity. But they could have. Obviously, Stan Lee and Ditko, etc., can only produce so much, I guess. However, you've also got this character, another character again that did not. But some of them, of course, sort of characters you can't imagine. I suppose a bit like Molten Man. Molten Man was a bit like that. Have you got also a vampire bat kind of character as well? Morbius maybe. But you've got some regular favourites, obviously Sandman there, and also the Human Torch turns up. And that's the great thing. There's a lot of great, lovely stories with all the characters that are very familiar, that just keep turning up. And of course, I didn't actually mention who are the writers. So you've got here, let's just go straight back to the thing. You've got all the list, all the writers, pencilers, inkers, colorists, letterers and editors. Great sort of selection. Then you've got Sandman, you've got the Vulture, you've got, let's go, the Enforcers, of course. Loads and loads. There's a few, there's one page that was slightly blurry. All the rest, the quality is super sharp. It's really nice artwork, really well told stories all the way through. But not all of them, but I think it's just an absolutely superb volume. Absolutely brilliant. And this one, of course, you got Commander. I'm certain that character did. When I actually first saw her, I assumed, completely wrong, that she was, you can see the resemblance to a certain character, that she was Enchantress. That was my first, I think, I didn't know. But I thought, that's Enchantress, but it wasn't. Again, Electro, good old Electro turns up in here, and another character that doesn't, Bluebird. See, another character that's not familiar in terms of the early Spider-Man. Then you got the Battle for the Daily Bugle. And of course you got, and again, another character that's great, Radioactive Man. One of the more useless characters. It's a bit of an awkward character. I mean, if he was as bad as he was, I mean, you wouldn't be able to go near him. Literally, he would kill everyone within about 500 miles. But still, that makes... And then you got Hawkeye as well. Hawkeye, great character. Only 99 cents, it says there. Untold Tales. Of course, Black Widow, etc. And then you've also got another story which is really good. I love the Doctor Strange story. Because that sort of Baron Mordo, it sort of ties in with the annual one with Doctor Strange, which is always a favourite story. Now, this one's an unusual one. The Headsman. And of course you've got old Doc Ock there. 8 arms to hold you. And a brilliant one with... Now, sadly, there's good old the X-Men. not as good as it could have been. That was one of the slight disappointments, because I love, and I would love to see a book, the early years. I think they did do one, probably. There must be early years stories of the X-Men, but it's just such a pity they didn't actually. They turn up, but not as much as I was hoping from the cover. I thought, oh, that's a great cover. And you got the Scarecrow, another great character that's sort of, a regular in or not. Well, he was, I think Iron Man. I think it was Iron Man, the character. Another character you got here, you got, of course, this is a great story, where virtually every single character from the Marvel Universe is stuck in. And then the X-Men, etc. You got Thor, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Submariner, great. And that's a lovely story. Mike Allred, where he's got, where Peter Parker goes out with Sue Storm. It's absolutely brilliant. Of course, you've got Submariner involved, Human Torch, etc. That is a classic story. Love Mike Allred's story, artwork. Just a great artist. Then you got this one. I love these. And also it's got all the things. So you've got all the various characters that are in it. The Undertaker. Apparently Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man number 16. Which, of course, it didn't ever really read great. But Joey Pulsaki. You've got Batwing, Scorcher, Headsman, Commander. Great name there, and that was in issue 10. It actually says that you've got the Eel, Scarlet Beetle. Now, Scarlet Beetle was again another Ant-Man one. Black Knight. You got Gordon the Terrible Spansky, Radioactive Man, and then you got some lovely Hembeck. I love Hembeck. Now, I'd love to see a Hembeck omnibus. And there's a sort of complete collection or whatever. There's been a few of those, but I don't think there's been any, not familiar with anyway, Hembeck collections. I would love to see that. Also, I love this one because that's one of the classics, of course, the of certain other company there. Of course, MC, it says Marvel Comics. You got Green Goblin. I've read that one recently. And of course, you've got letters pages there as well. I love letters pages. Letters pages are always great. I'm always pleased when they include them here as well. Bad Men on the Campus. And so on, so on. Just great story. Oh, there's another slightly blurry one. It's not this one at the back here, this story. The artwork is not as sharp as the other section. Most of the pages, good 99% of the pages are super sharp, but these ones are slightly iffy in terms of quality, which is a pity. But and another brilliant Hembeck at the back as well with the Hail Hydra story. That's great. How to Follow the Untold Tales as well, Spider-Man at the back. I think that's about it in terms of bonus material. There's not really much bonus material. How to Follow the Untold, and of course you've got all the stories there. Of course, and it actually says as a breakdown, obviously showing where they would fit in the actual flow of the actual Spider-Man comics, which is nice. So you've got here telling you like Untold Tales 24, and then it fits in between Amazing Spider-Man 23, then Untold 25, and then Amazing Spider-Man 24, and so on. So they're sort of running consistently, and then you've got the back just showing some pictures. That's it. Not much. I would love to have seen a bit more bonus material, maybe some script pages or whatever, some rough notes about the ones that could have, the stories that could have happened. Maybe they must have had some, but still. Brilliant book. I love this omnibus edition. I must admit, I don't know why I haven't bought it before. It's one of those ones that I've looked at and I thought, you know what, I'm going to treat myself to that because that is great. Untold Tales of Spider-Man. Another one I do regret that I didn't get was the Superior Foes of Spider-Man. After getting this, I looked up that one and I know the price has gone crazy. It's one of those ones that's gone. I would hope at some point they bring that one out again. The Superior ones. One of my favourite stories. I loved that one of Spider-Man. So hopefully that. But this one is just brilliant. Let's just bring that so you can see it again. Untold Tales of Spider-Man. Just a brilliant little omnibus collection from Marvel. Totally recommended.